Hope everyone's having a blessed Sunday. Here to talk a little sports dialogue today. Took a peek at the second half of the UConn St. John's game. Want to say congratulations to St. John's at the Garden today. As you may or may not know, I'm a New Yorker, lived in New York for decades, so I root for all of the New York teams, and wanted to give a big shout out to St. John's on their victory. I do have some thoughts that I hope are taken in the interest in which they're intended regarding the UConn men's basketball team. I think that I would do a couple of things a little bit differently if I were UConn, and those things are as follows. Number one, St. John's is a very athletic team. They're not the biggest team in the world, but they have good length. They range outside of the point guard, probably from 6'4", 6'5", through 6'9". But they're very, very athletic and they shoot. And I believe that UConn has to match their athleticism when they play St. John's and teams like St. John's. And so what I would do is, and we have that on our team, what I would do is I would play Sampson and Reed together. And what that would do against a team like St. John's, it would force Rick Pitino's hand to put Ejiofor on probably Sampson or Reed. He'll probably put him on Sampson. And then he would have to bring in another big, possibly to play Reed. Or Coach Pitino could stand pat and play Reed with Kadari Richmond. And what that would do for Kadari Richmond would put a lot of pressure on Kadari to play Reed. So Kadari would be spending a lot of energy defensively guarding Reed. And if he's spending energy defensively, he's not as productive offensively. 1, 2, he's likely to get into foul trouble because Reed is a monster down low. With Sampson and Reed, I would play either McNeely or Caravan at the 3. I would play Sampson at the 5, Reed at the 4, and McNeely or Caravan at the 3. So you have length. You have 6'10", 6'9", and McNeely 6'7", and Caravan 6'8". So you have athleticism at the 5 and the 4. You have lights out shooting at the 3 and length at the 3. And then in the front court, I would play solo ball on the point as point guard, and I would play Stewart as the off guard. And what that would do is you have Jalen Stewart has length. He's probably 6'7", and he can guard a 6'7" or 6'5" guard. He can move his feet. So not only do you have length up front, you have length in the backcourt with Jalen Stewart at the 2 and Solo Ball, who could light it up at the point guard. And then what I would do, and that's no disrespect to Diarra. I know that he's a main part of our team. He played well in December, January. I know he just got injured a few games ago. He doesn't look like he's 100% back, but he's working his way back. But when I would sub, I would bring in Diarra and Ross. Diarra for Ball and Ross for Stewart. I would bring in Diarra for Ball and Ross for Stewart. And now you have Diarra. You don't lose much. He can shoot the jump shot. He can handle the ball. And Ross is another 6'7" guy that can defend the guards. So you have the ability to get more athletic, and you have the ability to really, really score with the more athletic team on the floor. And what I would do is, if in fact you're concerned with Johnson and Reed getting into foul trouble, then if they get into foul trouble, you take one out and you go back to what you were doing. You don't have to play that group all the time. But I would say when you get to the more athletic teams, I would try that group, and I think it will work well. God bless you. I hope these suggestions are taken in the interest that they're intended. Only trying to help. Go UConn.